President Muhammadu Buhari traveled to the United Kingdom yesterday. The president flew out of Nigeria to attend the Global Education Summit in London. The presidency says the president will participate in the Global Education Summit on financing global partnership for education. The summit, which will be co-hosted by the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, and the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, will bring together heads of state and government as well as stakeholders and youth leaders and provide a platform for partners to chart a way forward towards transforming education systems in partner countries through exchange of best practices. President Buhari will also hold a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Boris Johnson after the summit. The president will spend a few days for an early scheduled medical checkup. He is due back in the country by the second week of August 2021. Let's now get some more on this trip. I'm now being joined by President Buhari's media advisor, Mr. Femi Adesina, who joins us virtually from London. Thank you so much, Mr. Adesina, for joining us tonight. I will envisage that your day may be busy. My colleague Juliela Alanyika was earlier with you. But let's speak to some of the issues that took the president to the UK. First and foremost, let's clarify a few issues here and there, details of the president trip. When specifically is the president expected back in the country? You just told us in that statement that is the second week of August. Do we have a date specifically?
Well, by second week, we mean the week starting on the second Sunday in August and ending the following Saturday. So he could come any day within that week. That's what it means in English.
I understand that the statement was written in English, but sometimes there are the things that are being said and the unsaid that are being hidden in statements. So we just wanted to know when exactly we should be expecting the president back. But in the absence of
the last time the president spoke, that was also how it was indicated that he will come back within a certain week, and he was back within that week.
Okay, but this time after the summit, we go and see his doctors. That is also in London, isn't it?
Yes, it's a routine check actually. Recall that he should have gone on that trip some 2-3 weeks back. But when this summit came up, the president felt, why not kill two birds with one stone? Instead of traveling for a routine medical checkup, coming back, and then coming for this summit. Why not wait and combine both? And that's why both are being combined now.
I know this is not the first time we're talking about President Buhari's medical trip to the UK, but just for us to know, the Presidential Villa Clinic is not up and running as much to serve the president just yet, is it?
No, you know that that facility was downgraded to a medical center about a year or two ago. It's not a full-fledged clinic as it used to be. Maybe it's going to be upgraded later, but it is not the same status that it was some years back. The status of that facility was reduced.
So in essence, it cannot cater for the medical needs of the president as of now.
Well, I'm not a medical person. I cannot say. But what I'll say is that President Buhari has been with the same doctors and medical team for upward of 40 years. And it's advisable that he continues with those who know his medical history. And that is why he comes to London to see them.
Just for clarification, so it is because of this reason that the president is visiting London for medical checkup, not that there are no hospitals in Nigeria that can cater for his needs.
Yes, I wouldn't also be categorical on that. because I'm not a medical person. But what I know is that he has used the same medical team for about 40 years. So I think it stands to reason that he continues with the team that has his medical history. Once you can afford it, then stay with the team that has your history.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, and I consider that as a premise of the last question that I asked, that it is because of that reason that he's visiting them, because there has been issues raised about the state of medical hospitals and the state of medicine practice in Nigeria, and the reason of capital flight, the reason why Nigerians embark on medical tourism, which is one of the things that this administration, the APC government, said they were going to put an end to. So is it just for that reason that the president is wanting to stick with his doctors, or that we do not have hospitals that can cater for the needs? I just want clarification on that.
I'll say it's a primary reason. It's a primary reason to stay with those who have his medical history. It's a primary reason.
Okay.
And you will also recall that in recent times, some hospitals are coming up in Nigeria, particularly after COVID-19, through a combination of public and private sectors. Some great medical facilities are coming up in Nigeria, and Nigeria will be the better off for it in a couple more months or years. The health facilities will not be what it used to be. I think we're a lot better off.
Okay, so in the absence of President Buhari, will he be piloting the affairs of the nation or administering the country from the UK, or actively there is a mechanism for him to, for the nation to run in his absence?
Yes, the nation is running. It's running. There is a vice president who will attend to critical issues. There's no vacuum. And I think a constitutional amendment has sorted that out. The position now is that if a president is not available, I think for 21 days, the vice president automatically becomes the acting president. So there are no issues about that again. It's been sorted out.
Okay, so let's talk about, in essence also, when the president finishes his official trip and he goes on to his private trip, the same modus operandi will take place, will be in effect, what you just explained.
The president and the vice president have a seamless working relationship. So there are no issues there.
So there might not be any reason to take files that like we saw reported other times where files were being reported to have been taken to the UK to the president to attend to.
That information that you said you had there, did you authenticate it?
I said reported.
President Buhari is...
I said reported.
Well, it was said. The fact that it was said did not mean it happened. President Buhari is a thorough and methodical person. He doesn't grab power. Once he has handed over to his deputy, the deputy continues to run the country. So the talk of files being taken back and forth, you better check properly and be sure they were correct.
Right. So now let's talk about the business, the official business that took the president to the UK. First and foremost, one leg is the Education Summit. We have at least over 1 million kids out of school in Nigeria. That's a major problem. And we also know that there's been a series of attacks on education institutions in Nigeria. The president will be part of this Education Summit. What will the president, what has he prepared to tell this global audience at this summit?
Yes, of course, if you look at the statistics on out-of-school children in Nigeria, you'll find that there was a reduction. The last statistics released last year showed improvements. Definitely the president will be talking about the statistics, what used to be, what is now, what he envisages for the future. All that will come up. And of course, there's going to be a commitment, a 5-year commitment to the funding of education. The president will also make pronouncements about that.
Great. I know that there is about $5 billion US on the table, which of course is being a conversation in the UK before this meeting, which the House of Commons and the Parliament in the UK have been talking about, and government officials have also weighed in on this matter. But in specific, has the president or the government of Nigeria come forward with a possible solution, especially in tackling these dissidents, these evil actors that are chasing our children and kidnapping them out of school? Is there any possible position of Nigerian government that is going to be presented at this Global Education Summit that we need to look forward to?
No. Yeah, you see, that issue of kidnapping pupils and students and attacking our schools will come within the broad spectrum of the security challenges facing the country. There's no way you will tackle it without tackling the broad issue. Insurgency, banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, cultism, all the security challenges have to be taken as a whole. It is then that the ones that pertain to our schools specifically can also be addressed. If you want to address the ones pertaining to our schools without also addressing the larger picture, the larger situation, the larger challenges, it will not work. So it's part of a whole, and the whole is what the government is going to tackle.
So tell us specifically, what will be the demand of the Nigerian government at this summit?
Oh, will demand be a good word to use? It's not a demand, rather it's a contribution. It's an issue that is being put on the table, and there will be about 90 countries affected by this out-of-school children phenomenon that will be part of this. It's being co-hosted by the British Prime Minister and the Kenya President, Uhuru Kenyatta. And about 90 countries are affected, not just Nigeria. So there is no demand being brought to the table. Rather, it's an issue being discussed from different sides. And different countries of the world are going to make contributions and are going to make pledges towards financing education globally. You know that COVID-19 affected almost everything, education included. That's why a summit like this is very important at this time.
So let's go to the conversation, because on the sideline of this global summit is also some of the businesses that the president will also take care of, part of which we understand is the meeting with Prime Minister Boris Johnson. That meeting is scheduled at 10 Downing Street, is it?
No. That meeting is scheduled at the sidelines of the summit. The summit is holding at a particular location. So it is not unlikely, and I even have it on good authority, that it will just hold in a side room at the location of the summit. Remember that the British Prime Minister is co-hosting with the Kenyan President. So he will not be at 10 Downing, rather he will be at the location of the summit. And it will just be a side event during the summit. Just moving to a side room from the hall and holding a meeting.
All right. The venue might not be as important as what will be discussed at that meeting.
Good.
So give us a sense of the agenda of that meeting between President Buhari and Prime Minister Johnson.
Well, I understand that the meeting is at the instance of the British. So I may not have an idea of what the agenda will be for now. Of course, the president will have talking points already prepared for him, but the meeting was at the instance of the British. So they are the ones that will now come up with the issues to be discussed. And when it's a bilateral meeting, of course, you know, you don't begin to talk on what the president and the prime minister will say if that meeting has not held. It is after the meeting that you can report on what actually happened.
We hope to have you back to talk about what transpires between the both leaders. But let's talk about what happened as the president and you and the president were traveling. Nigerians are talking about the state of affairs in the country. And the PDP governors met in Bauchi and they spoke about the state of the nation. In fact, one of the criticisms that came out of that meeting was that recently, the presidential villa has suddenly become the APC headquarters, and where more of the PDP governors and leaders are being hoodwinked and being harassed to join the APC and being presented at the villa. How do you react to that?
Well, I read it. But you know that PDP is a beleaguered party. It is harried and harassed, and it's in total confusion. And I said they've just started. Between now and 2023, there will be more confusion in their ranks, and there will be more depletion in their ranks. So that's why they say anything. However illogical, however inconsequential, they say anything. We were in this country when President Obasanjo was in power, and the BOT meeting of PDP used to hold at the presidential villa. We were here when President Yaradua was there, when President Jonathan was there. They held meetings at the presidential villa. So what are they talking about, really? And talking about decampment. When APC dwindled from 24 governors to 19, did you hear a whimper from PDP one day rejoicing? It's not because they are losing ground that they are saying all these things, but it's the way of politics. So I tell them, they should be ready for more decampment, for more cross-carpeting, for more potting between now and 2023.
For someone who sounds the voice of the president, you must be privy to information, inside information. When you say the ranks of the PDP will be more depleted, what information do you have that you want to share with us?
Yes, because 2022 particularly will be the year of unveiling of massive infrastructure in this country. When I say massive, I mean MASSIVE, massive. 2022 is the year the president will likely unfold the second Niger Bridge that the PDP built with mouth for 16 years. You will see the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway Commission. You will see Abuja-Kano done to a large extent, if not fully done. You will see the Boni-Bodo Road. You will see the Lobo-Oweto Bridge. You will see massive, massive projects being commissioned in the country. You will see AKK pipelines being commissioned. And a lot of PDP governors will say, yes, we are backing the wrong goals. We are coming to APC. That is what will happen. 2022 particularly.
Because I know politicians move at night. Have you noticed any of those movements around the villa at night?
Well, the villa is there to serve Nigeria 24 hours. They can move at any time.
So it's already happening. PDP guys are already coming to the villa. Is it?
They can move at any time. Three governors joined the APC recently. You know that before they came in, we knew what was happening. We knew. So we also know what is happening now. We know those who are already indicating that they want to talk with the APC. And between now and 2023, you will see what will happen.
So on a final note, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed said something yesterday. He highlighted some of the frailties of the Nigerian economy, some of the problems of insecurity. And he said that Nigeria has been destroyed by the PDP, and the APC is continuing to destroy it. How do you react to it?
Well, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed will have a right to his opinion. And because I don't speak for him, I don't have to even react to what he has said. But if he has said anything, it's his right.
your usual what has become Femi Adesina's cliche when you don't want to categorically respond to anything, you just say, oh, they have the right, it's their opinion, they have the right to it. It could be frustrating for an interviewer. But just in 20 seconds, so that we can close this segment of the program. In reality, the nation is faced with a lot of insecurity problems and the economy. In fact, we saw the MPC meeting today where the CBN was frankly against the BDC and the issue of how we can tame the state of the Naira. Things are not in the best of shape. Is it not right for Nigerians to speak their minds on what they think is wrong in the country? Is the president concerned genuinely about the state of the nation?
Well, when you say things are not in the best of shape, you make it a sweeping statement. But that will not be right. There are challenges. There are challenges in certain areas. In security, there are challenges. In economy, there are challenges. But that does not mean that some good things are not happening in the country. I've just spoken to you about infrastructure and things that will be commissioned in the first quarter of next year particularly. Are those not good things? There are challenges in the country, and those challenges are being tackled. Rest assured that those challenges will be decisively tackled in the lifetime of this administration. It will be wrong for anybody to just come out and say, things are not right in the country. No, there are challenges. Just as many other countries of the world also have challenges. But are there good things happening in Nigeria? I can bet you great things are happening in this country.
I believe that great things will happen in this country. But some will say, what are these infrastructure when there is no security?
And by the time you have spent all the money on security and you get security correct, what will have happened to infrastructure? So run both simultaneously, just as the Buhari administration is running it. Working on infrastructure massively and also tackling insecurity massively. So when insecurity is resolved, you have infrastructure to fall back on.
Femi Adesina is a special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on media and publicity. He's been speaking with us from London and of the meeting that will be happening in the coming days, the Global Education Summit there. Thank you so much, Mr. Adesina. We'll still be checking with you as your stay in London continues. Thank you for your time tonight.